Hey guys, Michael Whisman here, bringing you a quick review of my custom Marvel Legends Deadpool head. So here I have my custom head displayed on the Return of Marvel Legends Epic Heroes Wave Red Deadpool variant body. Here's a quick size comparison with my custom Marvel Legends Hydra Bob, as well as the Marvel Legends Infinite Series Juggernaut Wave Deadpool. So let's zoom in and get a closer look. So this custom head started as a shrunken cast of a Deadpool Marvel minibus that I picked up from Castingcave. I actually picked up 2 copies just to be safe, so here's the other copy that I did not alter the outside of. So this exposed brain look was inspired by Deadpool's appearance in the Marvel Zombies Battle World No. 3 Secret Wars tie-in, as well as the cover to Deadpool Volume 2 No. 42. To begin this project, I had to modify the inside of the cast to be able to fit onto the neck and peg of the figure. I achieved this by drilling a path in the head for the peg, and then carefully dremeling out the inside of the head to allow clearance for the neck. After I achieved a good fit, I carefully cut off the top of the head and then sanded it flush to achieve a flat surface to work with. The next step was carefully dremeling out the top of the head so that I could begin sculpting the brain, but also leaving a thin edge around the circumference to simulate the skull. That way the brain didn't look like it was just bulging out of the top of his head. I hand sculpted the brain using Milliput's standard yellow-gray mix. I find that it's not as durable as some other epoxies and even other grades of Milliput, but it's much easier to work with and much softer to mold in your hands. Originally, I planned for the brain to be removable, but because I had hollowed out so much of the top and bottom of the head, really the brain became the attaching point to the neck peg, so I ultimately had to end up gluing it into the skull. After sculpting and attaching the brain, I made the metal tabs on the outside by thinly slicing a square piece of balsa wood and gluing them to the cast. Once I was happy with the shape of the brain and the thickness of the tabs, I began the painting process. First I applied a layer of primer, that way my paint job could better bond to the cast and have more durability. Originally I had painted the brain purple, but after checking some real-life reference photos, I noticed that the brain is actually a more pink or flesh tone color with red residue left behind from the blood-brain barrier being exposed. So I ended up repainting the head a light flesh tone and just tinting it with some red paint and gloss. Once I was done with the paint job, I sealed the head with a matte sealer and then carefully applied a gloss sealer over the brain. So here's a 360 view of the head. You can see that when I was cutting off the top, I did have to sacrifice the little bit of the mask that hangs off the back, but I think it was worth it. Now because the base figure I used for this project is a little bit more rare and expensive, I wanted to be able to keep the original head as well. So this is my favorite feature of this figure. I actually modified the neck peg to be magnetic and removable. Now I can easily swap the original head that I also modified to be magnetic, as well as the other Bowen head cast. When the new Marvel Legends Infinite Series Juggernaut Wave Deadpool dropped, I knew that I had to modify that too. That way I can keep the trend going for all my interchangeable Deadpool heads. So I was sure to pick up a second one and also modify this neck peg as well. So here's a final view of the figures. I'm really proud of this project, and I'm glad that I was able to swap the heads between 2 different figures and still maintain a good fitting. I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and until next time, peace!
That's crispy.